Hey, how y'all doing? Back with Coco Blalock with another amazing episode of Chop It Up with Coco. Today I'm going to do a little bit of twist. I'm going to change things up a little bit. I really want to say appreciate all the love I've been getting on this bio of Coco with the youth football, to the high school, to the junior college, to the college, and off to the pros. So I'm going to go ahead and press pause and start talking about a very, very special day. I want to talk about Mother's Day. I'm going to talk about some of the women in my life that are very special to me. I really appreciate the love I've been getting on talking about this bio, about real factual things that happened with me as I grew up. There were a lot of amazing people in my life that made a difference, as y'all can tell from the episodes. So I just want to continue, like I said, to make this a celebration to all those folks and all those people who really, really helped me get through the things I went through. I really appreciate the love, man. Continue to subscribe to my stories and things like that, and we'll keep on getting after it. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and pause, and I want to make this a special Mother's Day special. So I'm gonna go in between. I finished with the high school, so now I'm about to get into the junior college, which is gonna be amazingly funny. But right now, I want to press pause, like I said before, and get into the women that meant a lot to me in my life. Got to talk a little bit about me and women in general. All my life, I had a really, really rough time with trusting women. I'm going to go through this Mother Day special and talk about a lot of really amazing women that meant a lot to me. So I'm going to talk about them real small and real brief. But I want to say I'm a second to last in with my mother. Me and my mother went through our ups and downs and things like that. But I'm starting to heal from the way I felt all my life. I've always had a really hard time with trusting women my whole entire life. So I want to talk about some real important things. And I think this Mother's Day special will be the perfect time to try to start the healing process of my mind with women. But with that being said, I want this to be a celebration, and I want everybody to smile. I got some really good stories to tell y'all, man, that's going to make you laugh about the women in my life. So sit back and enjoy, and let's go ahead and start it off. The first thing I want to start off, man, I try to have fun with this and be positive and things like that. But like I said, it's so real and raw that I can't help but to tell the truth. One thing I want to say on a serious note, I'm not God. I don't pretend to be. But in my mind, heart, body, and soul, don't play with God. God is the most powerful thing we have. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. And I hope nobody get offended by this. I hope nobody takes this the wrong way. But I was talking with my little sister, and I was talking with a few other people, man, and we just started talking about things in common, and this really rubbed me. And I just thought I would speak on this before I start this Mother's Day special to try to get my message out and get it out to everybody of how I feel, my family feel, and things like that. So I'm just using this platform to speak for everyone. I talked about me losing my dad, and 2 weeks later losing my brother. And for anybody that knows me, there's a picture that I'm gonna put up down the road when I come back to this Mother's Day special, because I want to show y'all pictures, and I think showing y'all pictures will be pretty cool. But I'm gonna say this without saying it. If somebody in your family dies for whatever reason, just trust in your heart that God don't make mistakes. And to say that, I'm saying that when my father passed away, my brother Mike, he never said he wanted to die with my father. That's not what I'm saying. But if anybody knows my family, if anybody was in Chicago at my grandmother's spot when we was celebrating my dad's death, it's three of us. It's James Patrick Blalock, he's the oldest, big brother. The next one was Michael. and then myself. And the cliche of this is that we all had suits. And my dad's celebration, we all had the same suit, maroon suits to be exact. And before we went to the celebration, Mike said that he was my dad's angel. And with that being said, he wore an all white suit. Me and my brother Patrick, we wore the brown suits like we were supposed to. And he didn't go against the grain. That's just, Mike was real strong in what he believed, for anybody that knew him. And we didn't think none of it. But me and Pat wore the maroon suits. I'll shoot y'all a picture of that. And my brother Mike had the white suit on. And again, I remember him saying as clear as day, he was my dad's angel. 2 weeks later, my brother died in a car accident. And I'm not saying that's a jinx. I'm not saying that came with that territory. But I just feel like, wait your time. God will take you when he wants to take you. I had another family member. Don't want to talk about it too much. Same thing happened. One of my cousins. I don't want to do names on that end, but with my family, I can talk about my family and I can say it. But with other family, I don't, even though they're my family, I don't want to say names. But I'm going to tell you what happened with that situation. There's multiple. But let me tell y'all them two. The first one was my brother. Me and my brother wore the same suit, and my brother Mike wore a white suit. And he passed 2 weeks after that. Somebody else in my family, cousin of mine died, and I remember the daughter, saying that that's my king, and the daughter saying and that's my dad, and I want to be with my dad, and things like that, and turned out real heart wrenching, but she ended up passing away as well. So that's just two small stories, man, that I want to talk to you folks about, man. Let God do what he need to do, and when it's your time, it's your time. And just let him take his course, man. There's multiple more stories on that end, but again, I want this to be a Mother's Day celebration. So I just had to bring those two things up because it was in my heart. So now with that being said, let's get into it. Let's talk about these amazing women in my life, in our lives. I want to start off by talking about women that are my immediate family, friends. Just because you're not my blood, that don't mean that you're not an amazing woman, and I'm not trying to celebrate you on this Mother's Day. I want to give shots out first, and then I'm going to go into some stories with the people that mean the most to me. I want to shout out a lot of my cousins, man. I don't talk with y'all very much. I'm there for y'all. I remember growing up with y'all and things like that. A lot of y'all younger than me, but I want to shout y'all out, man. I know y'all got children, and I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. It's really hard to be a mom, man. Man, let's take care of women. They're the ones carrying them babies for 9 months, doing all these different things. Their bodies get crazy. Strong women, man, don't worry about your body, man. It's hard to have a baby and then come out looking good. Some of us get a little bit of blessed, but most of the time, man, it's that love. So however you look, man, be comfortable in your skin. You made that baby look good, and after you have your baby, stretch marks or anything like that, we don't care about none of that. So love yourself, man. Like I said, y'all carrying our kids, messing y'all's bodies up for us. So at least we can all say, I speak from all the men, we love you the way you are. Let's start off with my little cousins, man. They got kids. Just like I said, Mother's Day special. Maisha Blalock, daughter of my uncle, cousin of mine, beautiful young lady. Just recently, I kind of got reunited with my uncle, mainly because of her. And he was very special to me. But I want to shout you out, Maisha. You're doing well, man. You got your family, you got your kids. So I just want to say happy Mother's Day to you. I want to say happy Mother's Day to my other cousin, Danielle. Beautiful girl, man. You're doing well. I'm hearing a lot of good things about you. Appreciate you linking me up with your dad as well. But I just want to tell y'all happy Mother's Day, man. Stay strong. If you ever need anything from me, y'all know where to reach me. But stay strong and keep doing what y'all doing. I want to send a shout out to RIP to, I spoke about this young lady. She was a real good friend of my mom. A lot of these folks, a lot of these women that I'm going to talk about are friends of my mom and my mom. Because they were real good with me, and I just want to make sure that they know that the love they have for me was unconditional, and I want to let them know I appreciate that. So I'm gonna talk about a lot of different people for this Mother's Day special. Lutisha, Lou Baby, I talked about you already. Sandy and Cece and Cherie and Lulu. I didn't know she was passed. I'm sorry about that, man. I found out. Talked with Sandman and he told me that. So R.I.P. Lutisha. She was real to my mom's. Man, my mom's she had love for Lou Baby. That's why I keep talking about her. So R.I.P. to you. Happy Mother's Day to you, woman. I just wanted to get that out there. There's a woman that I want to talk about next. She saw me along the way when I was in Zion. She was amazing. She was very special, man. This woman here I'm about to talk about next. She kept her faith with God so strong, and I really applaud her. I really appreciate everything she stood for. And this next person I want to talk about, man. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into it. Like I really don't like to talk about people that that's not my immediate family, because I got permission to do that. But some of these strong women that I saw growing up, man, this Mother's Day is for y'all. Again, I found out this about this next individual that had passed, so R.I.P. to her. But I loved her to death, man. She was so good with me, and you know, for the ones alive, her sons, man, you know, that brotherhood is always there. I want to talk about a woman next. Her name is Karen McKinney. Her real name, she was married, was Karen Soignier, but I called her Karen McKinney. That's the mom of Eddie McKinney, Donnell McKinney, James McKinney, and Michael McKinney. I remember being over at their place all the time, man. I spent a lot of my youthhood with them, and I just remember her being so strong, man. She had her faith was so strong with God. You know, I just remember her always around the house singing God songs and cleaning and just doing everything. She had 4 rough boys, and I just want to say, man, shout out to her, man. Happy Mother's Day to you. R.I.P. man. She was amazing. She really installed some things about me, man, because at that age, you know, I wasn't really, you know, going to church and things like that. But she had her faith. Her faith was so strong with God, man. So I know she in heaven doing well. So I just wanted to, that was on my heart to bring her up, because, you know, sometimes people forget about people, but I have not forgotten about nobody. And she was really good with me, man. I remember you know, when she used to go grocery shopping, man. You know, we used to get the groceries out, and she cooked everything for us, and she didn't mind how long I stayed over. She didn't mind any of that stuff. So, man, for them boys, the McKinney family, man, my heart out to y'all, man. I found out, didn't know, but she was special to me, man. So I love her to death, man. R.I.P. Karen McKinney. There's another woman I want to talk about. I talked about her a little bit in my last segment. And so I want to give her another special shout out, man, because like I said, growing up, man, me and women, I've had a difficult time. You know, only women that I really had a closeness to was, you know, sisters, and things like that. So other women, you know, the way my dad was, we just, you know, we never had no sensitive side when it came to women, just our family. So it was kind of like a curse on me. I thought it was a good thing, but it's showing me that it was a curse, man. So it's something that I got to live with and get over. But a lot of y'all beautiful women, y'all made an impact in my life. Shinobi Hicks, I talked about her and Maurice and Dre in my last segment, in my last high school when I got to Bradford. Strong woman. I just remember her always not caring what nobody thought. She even was so strong to the point where we were so cool, and she understood me and had so much love for me. She didn't care if it was my auntie. She didn't care if it was my real birth mom. She was going to grab my hand and walk with me, just in general, period. She was just strong G like that. So she, you know, just really, you know, hugged me and kept me afloat. And like I said, treated me like her own. And I really want to thank her, man, for that. Because I really remember that, man. I remember her always just being there for me, man. You know, and I really appreciate, again, you know, Maurice and Dre, man, y'all never took it the wrong way. Like y'all mom loved me more than she loved y'all, even though I wasn't her blood. She my blood. She treated me like that. So Shinobi, shout out to you, woman. Happy Mother's Day to you, big time. You raised 2 amazing guys, man. So shout out to Shinobi. The next person that I want to talk about is my brother's wife. For y'all that don't know, I don't want to tell his business, but I want to give her a Mother's Day shot. My brother Pat, man, if y'all don't know, he a strong dude, man. My brother Pat, man, he's been through so much in his life. And finally, he's married. He got an amazing, beautiful wife. She is the best thing to happen to him. And I want to give her a shout out, man. She about to pop him out. She about to have a little boy to carry on that Blalock tradition, that last name. And I'm Rhea Blalock. I want to welcome you to the family. I've seen my brother be such a totally different guy since you walked into his life. He's just a whole nother person, man. I mean, he was always a knucklehead, you know it, but he always had love for everybody. All my nieces and nephews, he always tried to be their dads. He tried to be my dad. He tried to be everybody's dad, but it wasn't him trying to be their dad. He knows how to take care of. He learned that from Pops, and that's just what he was. So now he get to start that chapter in his life to be a father, man, and he's going to be a really, really good father, man. I watched him with my nieces and nephews. I watched him with my brother. I watched him with me. So shout out to you, big bro. I'm so excited for this new chapter in your life, man. You and this beautiful little boy y'all going to have. You get to carry on our name. We don't got a lot of that Blalock name left. So with that being said, man, I am so happy to welcome Bria into our family. Amazing woman, beautiful. Met her myself. Just loved everything about her. Her aroma, she a Blalock. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to see this little dude. I hope he don't look nothing like my brother. I hope he look like me or look like her, but not like him. Joke. LOL. But I'm happy for you, Pat, man. I love you to death, man. I'm really, really happy about this new chapter in your life you're about to start. So happy Mother's Day, Bria Blalock. The next woman I'm about to talk about, I hope I don't get choked up. I think I should be fine, but she was special to me. I'm gonna tell y'all some stories. You're gonna laugh about this. This next one I want to talk about, my grandmother. I had a couple of them. I had two grandmothers, and this one right here, man, she was my life. My grandma D. Grandma D, man, from Chicago. She was the mom of my father, my Uncle Peanut, and my auntie. See, I get choked up when I start talking about them, because that was my auntie Nora, man. R.I.P. my dad. R.I.P. my auntie Nora. Meant a lot to me. R.I.P. my grandmother. For everybody that know my grandmother, I called her D. Her real name was Evelyn Blalock. She was that Blalock brand. She was the one that got that name going. When I was little, man, I spent a lot of time with my grandmother, man. My grandmother, I had a lot of favorites, but she's definitely one of my favorite people, one of the most amazing favorite women in my life. I had a few of them, but she was definitely right up there with the best of them. When I was little, man, my mom, my dad, they were going through their situations growing up. The way I grew up was rough as hell. Like I said, I wouldn't change that for anything in the world. Like I said, it made me a stronger man. But I remember in the summer times, I used to go stay with her in the summer times, and I remember how I got my nickname, Coco. I know a lot of people want to know how I got that name, and some know how, and I'm going to tell it right here, how I got that nickname. It came from my Grandma D. Grandma D, man, her bloodline, everybody had colored eyes. They were blue, and a lot of people thought my grandmother was white and things like that. She was so light-skinned and so beautiful that the really good hair, a lot of people grow up talking about, oh, my family got Indian in them and things like that. All black folks say that. We really did. My grandmother had the most amazing, beautiful hair. For the people that know my family, my daddy had that same. My Uncle Peanut, my auntie Nora, they had that real pretty hair like they were Puerto Rican folks, but it's just that good side my grandmother brought to our side. But with that being said, I got my name Coco, man. When I was little, I used to spend the summer with my grandmother. And I'm talking about like clockwork every day, man. She'd get up. She'll set me in her little kitchen. Never forget it, man. It's a little kitchen with the stool. Had the little bitty TV, the old school, back in the 80s. And I used to sit there every day and I used to watch this cop, man. She used to make me pancakes, whatever I wanted, man. I was spoiled. My grandmother spoiled me to death. I used to sit there all day and just talk about life. And I ain't want to go out and play. I just wanted to hang out with my grandmama, man. She was so bomb to me, man. And I never forget this. So I used to watch this TV show. It was this white cop. He was bald-headed. His name was Kojak. And so I used to watch it so much. Grandma, instead of her calling me Kojak, she just started calling me Coco. For whatever reason, I don't know if we only had like maybe 3 stations at that time, but Kojak was always on. I just thought he was the man when I was little. So instead of her calling me Kojak, man, that's how I got the name Coco. My grandmother D gave me that name when I was about 4 years old. She started calling me Coco instead of Kojak. So true story. Heart out to my grandmother, R.I.P. Man, she was so amazing to me. Her bloodline, her kids, everything about them was A+. So shout out to my grandma D. Want to talk about my other grandmother real quick as well. My other grandmother, I did a little bit of researching, talked to a lot of folks. I was around this other grandmother as well, but not as much as my grandmother D. What I really want to say to all the family members that's alive that know my next grandmother I'm going to talk about, she had a lot of hardships. And I learned a lot of them, and she was such an amazing, strong woman. But this Mother's Day special was about talking about how strong you women are. What y'all went through, Lord knows some of the things that I found out myself, and the things they went through that I don't have no clue about, that nobody knows but them. But for that being said, man, I had some really strong women in my family, man, that, man, people wouldn't believe the things they had to go through and endure, and they still kept their families afloat. They still kept their families right and doing what they needed to do to have their kids be successful, man. Shout out to all the women in my family, man. This next grandmother, her name was Mary Butler, R.I.P. Grandma. She stayed in Waukegan. Never forget the address, 1700 Glen Flora in Waukegan. The house was white and with the green trimming. And so I remember going down all the time and being around her and things like that. I didn't spend a lot of time with her, but I knew my grandmama. A lot of my other cousins on my mother's side, they was there a lot of the times. And a lot of the times I was with my dad and my dad's side. But Grandma, I remember you. Shout out to you, R.I.P. I know her nickname was Sister. I talked with some people that know her. Again, I like to talk about the facts. But she was the only girl in her family, which I think was pretty rough to grow up with all boys and be the only girl. And I couldn't understand when I was really little why I kept hearing them calling my grandmother sister. I'm like, man, what that mean? You know what I mean? So I reached out to some aunties and some folks that really knew my moms and things like that. And the reason why my grandmother got that name sister, because she was the only daughter in that household, in that family. With that being said, she was really strong, man. And like I said, only the people that know her know what she went through. And I wish I would have knew then. Grandma, you were strong. You went through the stuff, man. You took them for the team. So forever, I love you in my heart for that. R.I.P. Grandma. Grandma Mary Butler. The trickle down off of her, I want to talk about some of her daughters. My aunties, man, in Waukegan, man, they was the bomb. Auntie Dina, Dooley, P.I., man, all my mama's sisters, man. I love y'all all to death. Again, I never spent a lot of time with a lot of y'all, but as a kid, man, y'all really appreciated me. Y'all celebrated me, when I did well in football, and y'all would brag about y'all's nephew doing things, man. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart, and I know I haven't spoke with y'all very much, but I want to let y'all know I love y'all to death, and that has not gone unforgotten. One AT, man, I want to talk about real quick, and I'll go down the line a little bit about some of them. But one of them I want to say Happy Mother's Day to you. My Auntie Dooley, man, I talked about her again on my last segment about young people when I was a kid that influenced me, that made me really wanted to be special, man, and really wanted me to do the things I did. And it wasn't about her having money or being rich or nothing like that, because in my eyes, I really didn't know. I just know what I saw. And so what she did was, if she had $1 million or $5, Auntie Dooley, in my heart, in my mind, this is from my views, it ain't from nobody else's views, and when nobody told me, this is the way I saw it, as a kid, and this is from my eyes. This ain't nobody else's eyes. I just saw her doing well. You know what I'm saying? I seen her raise 4 beautiful girls, and I'm gonna talk about y'all in a minute. But I just seen her doing the things that I wanted to do, man. I seen her living in the place I wanted to live. I seen her, she was always so positive, and we got a lot of things in common, man. I talk to her often. That's one of my aunties that I talk to all the time. And I tell you right now, man, when I talk to my Auntie Dooley, man, I know, some people got their differences, family members, friends, etc. But man, when I talk to her, man, she leave me floating. Man, I'm floating like on one of them little things you ride. I'm floating, man. She just brings so much joy to me. She make me smile. She tell me stories about my mama. She tell me stories about my daddy. She tell me stories about just stuff that I never would know. You know what I'm saying? So Auntie Dooley, I appreciate that love you've always given me, man. I hope you look at me like that son that you never had. You know what I'm saying? But them daughters, man, they all A+, man. All of them doing great in life. But Auntie Dooley, man, I want you to know, no matter what nobody think, no matter what nobody feel, man, you was always A+ with me, and I can't judge you off of what nobody think. I just gotta love you to death for the way you made me feel as a kid. And for like just always checking on me, man. You one of the ones that always check on me, man. You always call me, talk with me. You got this excited voice, like, you know, like I won a lottery or like I just got drafted. But Joe Joy, man, you leave me floating every time I talk to you, Auntie Dooley. So I really appreciate that love you always gave me. So happy Mother's Day to you. You've always kept it 100 with me about a lot of stuff that I can't talk about. But Auntie Dooley and a lot of other y'all, man, I really appreciate that love you gave me, man. Like I said, I really felt like I was one of your sons you never had. With that being said, she had some beautiful daughters. Lord have mercy, man. She was blessed. Cousin Angie, cousin Gwen, Brandy, and Nene. All y'all doing great in life, man. Happy Mother's Day to y'all, man. Beautiful girls, man. That's one thing. That family is gorgeous. I got a picture. I'm going to put that up, too. It's a picture of all of y'all. And I want to say, man, from the bottom of my heart, man, I talked about my cousin Gwen and my youth football. Cousin Angie always been, she just like him. Angie just like him. They was the sparks of the families, man, so they did well. And Brandy was her own dog, man. Brandy was cool in the fan. Angie, Nene, and Gwen, y'all got them kids, man. Happy Mother's Day to y'all. Gwen, we're going to talk some more. Gwen, like I said, man, nothing against nobody else. Gwen was one of my favorite cousins because we was really close in age. And that football had us real grinded out. So, you know, happy Mother's Day to y'all. I'm so happy for what y'all doing with y'all's families and y'all's lives and y'all's kids and some of y'all's grandkids. Man, we getting old real quick, but, you know what I'm saying, happy Mother's Day to y'all, man. And like I said, your cousin love y'all. And I just want to make sure that y'all understand that everybody appreciate what y'all doing with y'all's lives. The next person I want to talk about, man, from that same tree, man, my other auntie, my auntie P.I., man. My auntie P.I., man, I'm telling you right now, my auntie P.I. look like my mama's twin. And this is a true story, no joke, man. Happy Mother's Day to you, auntie P.I. I heard not too long ago you had a stroke. I pray to God, man, that you come through from that. Kind of running our family, man. My mama had 3 strokes, and my auntie just had one. So please, spirits lift her up, man, and pray for my auntie P.I. But I want to talk about you a little bit, auntie P.I. Happy Mother's Day to you. One of the strongest. Her and my mama, man, two of the strongest women in my life. Did some digging, not to be said, but I want to say, Auntie P.I., man, listen. Strong, the most bout it. I'm talking about anybody that say do anything to anybody in our family. Auntie P.I. don't play that. Auntie P.I. will get at them. I want you to know, Auntie P.I., man, you was amazing to me. I really love you to death. And I really love how G you was. Like, you was one of the most G aunties I ever seen. Couldn't nobody pull nothing with you. You wasn't going for it. Straight up, real super G. Know you've been through a whole lot. So I pray to God you get to see this, man, and look you dead in your face, say, Auntie P, I love you to death. You know, I know that God dealt you some crazy cards. But I want to say from the bottom of your heart, man, you had some amazing kids, man. My cousin Nett, you know, super beautiful with the blue eyes, the hazel blue eyes. All three of them kids got them eyes, man. That's an absolute blessing. My next one is my cousin Hump, got the same pretty eyes, man. And then my dog, man, Fred. So Auntie P.I., man, I hope your spirits is good. I pray to God let you, you know, stay here with us. Ain't nothing ain't going on. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna lift you up. But I want you to know, man, your nephew love you to death, man. And like I said, I know you had a lot of hardships. I know you've been through a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Only you know what you've been through, man. And like I said, you a very strong woman, man. Because, like I said, y'all been through the worst. And for y'all to come out on top, for y'all to have some kids that came out on top, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got a story, but Auntie P.I., love you to death, man. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, I just want to shout you out. Happy Mother's Day. Like I said, I hope I'm praying for you to be fine with the little mild stroke that you had. Facebook friends, YouTube friends, everybody around the world, man, pray for my auntie P.I. with that stroke she just had. With that being said, I'm about to lose battery. I'm about to come back and continue to finish with the rest of the people for this special, this happy Mother's Day special.